to see or discuss more about business analyst. Okay, so that is our key agenda or discussion. Now this is the first demo class for the discussion. We'll have 3 demo discussions starting today, tomorrow, uh, and day after tomorrow as well. On 26th of January, we'll see how people come up over there. So today what we are going to do is we are going to first set the expectations regarding the course. Okay, so that's the basic idea that anyone wants to have to understand what is BA. Okay, what kind of work BA does, and then what is this course. Okay, what all topics will be covered as part of this course. Will there be any case studies? What kind of certifications will it prepare me for? Okay, what kind of knowledge am I going to gain? Is this the right set of course for me? Okay, so we will be going to look at answer to these questions today. Okay, now let me start the presentation. Okay, so these are our agenda items for discussion. That who is my trainer? Okay, what experience do they have, or does my trainer have? Then what are some of the prerequisites? So suppose if I am interested in knowing more about business analyst, then what are some of the prerequisites that I must know before taking up this course? We'll talk about some of the myths surrounding business analyst. What are the different course contents? What tools am I going to learn as part of this course? Then the roadmap or timeline for this course. Okay, so how much of duration that we are seeking. Then the outcome for this course. That was, suppose I have taken this course. Now, what am I going to learn once this course is over? So again, it depends on regularity in terms of attending classes and in terms of finishing up the assignments as well. Okay, then what kind of preparation with respect to real time job opportunities, or even the work that we do in an organization, how this course is going to prepare me for that. Okay, will there be any mock interviews? Will there be any resume preparation? Those type of things as well. And then what kind of certifications can I give, and what are my growth perspectives as business analyst. Okay, now before we delve deeper into any of these topics, let me ask from you guys, what is your understanding of BA? That who is a BA? Let, instead of saying what, who is a BA?
He's the person who knows business well, what are the requirements.
I'm assuming that business analyst is a person who is like in between who communicates between the developers and the clients. So he'll get to know the client requirements, and then he'll narrate a story or something kind of the like that, and then he'll give a proper idea for the developers on how to develop according to the client requirements.
And according to me, for business analyst is the coordinate with the technical team and coordinate with the operation team, and based on the technical team and the operation team, thinks about the development and improvement on the business area, and find out the gap and fix the issue.
Sure. So you captured one new point which was really good. Identify
The
gaps in the
gap,
process.
yes.
The points that you guys have put up, they pretty much sum up who is a business analyst. Okay. So business analyst is basically someone who knows the business well. So technically, we call this as business analysis. Okay. And as we go deeper into the courses, we will take up these technical terms and then break it down into simpler definitions for us to understand. So this particular knows business well actually falls under business analysis part. Now, as a business analyst, it is not my idea. I don't own a company. I don't own any organization also. But what I'm really good at is where people mention things like bridging gap between client and developer, coordinating with client developer, or maybe even my operations team as well. That I am able to talk to clients, get requirements, and add details around those requirements. I'm able to identify gaps. Okay. So I don't own a company or an organization. Okay. Neither this idea started in my head because someone else had an idea, someone else wanted to build a software. All I'm doing is I'm helping that other person build a relevant software for them. Okay, so tomorrow's demo class, we'll briefly look at the history of business analyst, that how did this role of business analyst actually came into picture, that what were the shortcomings of the earlier way that actually led to the creation of this role. But this is pretty much like who is a BA and what kind of work a BA does. Okay, so naturally you guys would have realized by now they'll be meeting with lot of persons. Okay, now this lot of people, we call this technically as stakeholders. So one of the objectives of this course is to get you acquainted to these technical terms. Okay, so that when we talk to any people or when we are having a discussion with anyone, be it interviewer, be it anyone in our organization, or suppose if we don't have a job currently but we are expecting to get a job. So in any of these circumstances, how do we ensure that we are using the appropriate technical terms? Okay, ultimately that matters. You may have the knowledge, but if you are not using the right set of terms, people will think that you do not have the knowledge. So nowadays, having knowledge is one thing, but then your ability to showcase is a different thing. Okay, so as business analyst, one of the things we do, be it my development team, be it my client, be it the project manager or the scrum master, be it technical architects, there'll be plenty of peoples that we will be meeting around because we are trying to get different types of requirements, or this particular section, details around requirements from different set of people. So you'll be spending lot of time meeting with people. Naturally, when you meet with lot of people, what is required? So one of the key things that naturally comes with business analyst is we should have good communication skills. We should have, other than good communication skills, good presentation skills. Now also, we should be a leader. Okay, away from chaos. So how to drive meetings, how to write notes coming out of meetings, these all things will be covered as we go deep down into the course. But these are some of the basic skill set that are needed. Okay, naturally when you want to do a work, there is certain skill that is required. Suppose you want to fix electricity related issues in your house, you cannot do it unless you know how to what are the different wires stand for, what is meant by red color wire or green color wire. Okay, unless you have the required tools as well and required skill set as well, you will not be able to you'll not be able to execute or take care of that work independently. Okay, so meeting with lot of people is something that we want to do, and in order to do that work, what are the skills, some of the skills that are required. Okay, so over this course, as we go through, we'll look at or we'll explore these things in much more detail. Now on the third part around what is this course, let's get back to our presentation, where this presentation will now help us forward on what this entire course is all about. Okay, so we'll first start with knowing me. Okay, I'll be your trainer for next 5 to 7 weeks. Okay, I say 5 to 7 weeks because it depends on the students as well. Okay, I'll not try to hurry on to finishing things, that let's finish up everything in 5 weeks. Okay, if there are more queries, doubts, questions, let's give those time. Okay, now I come with an experience of more than 13 years in the IT industry, wherein I started with Accenture. I got an opportunity to work across different phases of software development life cycle. And to be honest, I come up from a development background. So I started my career as a COBOL developer. Okay, and then gradually moved on to the business analyst role. And now, while moving on to business analyst role, there are different methodologies that have evolved over time. So when I started working initially in 2010, we were predominantly working in waterfall model, and then as the time progressed or as the time demanded, organizations or clients started switching to agile methodology for the software development. So now for past 8 years, I have been working in agile methodology only. So that is where one of the topics that we are going to discuss as part of this course is what is this agile, how is it different, okay, and what are some of the key aspects of agile methodology. Now, because we were working on some of these different methodologies, so I underwent some certifications as well. Okay, now the normal question that comes to anyone's mind is, before undergoing any type of course, is what are the prerequisites for the course. Okay, how am I going to prepare myself for the course? Okay, so that when I start attending this course, I don't feel out of the blue. Okay, or I don't feel the odd one out in the course, that everyone is able to have pitch in, have discussion, whereas I am not able to contribute anything to the discussion. So don't worry, guys. This course is designed in such a way that the first few days of the course, we are focusing completely on building the basics. Okay, things like what is SDLC, okay, what are the different terms used within the software industry, what are the different type of IT industries available. So we are trying to build the exact basic knowledge in the first few days. So that's why we say that any bachelor person, anyone with bachelor's or master's degree, even people from different domains, people from KPO or BPO, or support executives, or customer service representatives, or business development or sales executives, who are actually coming from the non-IT background. Even they will be able to understand this course. Why? Because the first few days our focus will be on knowing the IT industry better. Okay, what are some of the basics of the industry, how things work over here, what are the common terms used in the industry. So we'll go through some of it in the first few days to build the basics. Okay, now this type of information may feel redundant for people who are already part of IT industry, like a developer or a quality assurance person, and then who is trying to switch from their respective domain to business analyst. But trust me guys, it will be a good refresher for you to understand your industry again, and to understand it from a person who knows, who is working as a business analyst. So it will give a new flavor or a new perspective to your understanding as well. Okay, so prerequisites, there's absolutely nothing that you need to prepare of, or there's absolutely nothing that you need to know in advance. The only prerequisite, though, I tell everyone is, and that's the major prerequisite, is your interest. Okay, how badly you want to follow this course. And second thing is being regular. So for us it is easy to get started, but it is difficult to continue along. Okay, and that is why one of the reason this course has been designed for 5 to 7 weeks. Usually longer duration course, if you opt for course that is for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, usually somewhere you get swayed away. Okay, you get distracted, so you are not able to complete the course. That is why the intention is that let's not talk much theory about business analyst. Let's cover the necessary theory, along with it the practical part. So basis my experience, okay, what all is actually needed for someone to start working as business analyst. A lot of these 6 months, 7 months, or 4 months course, they discuss in a lot of theory. So the only prerequisite is being regular. Okay, regular in terms of attending classes if you opt to join. Okay, I'm not saying that you have to join, but if you opt to join, and your interest. Okay, now what are some of the myths surrounding a business analyst profile is, as a business analyst you need technical background. Now I will not deny this, that a technical background will not be an advantage in any industry, in any place. Having multiple skills is the new norm. Okay, so uh, I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this, but nowadays people look for T-shaped skills. Okay, so if you look at this word, letter T, okay, it has a horizontal bar on top and then a vertical bar below it. So what it means is, horizontal bar actually depicts that you should have multiple skills, and the vertical bar depicts that out of those multiple skills, at least for one skill you should be an expert. Okay, so similarly, as a business analyst, I should be an expert on the requirement gathering, documenting requirements, ability to build rapport with my stakeholders. So I should have good expertise on that. But that does not stop me from knowing other technical aspects, like what is SQL, what is data visualization. I can certainly learn that. Okay, there's no harm. But is it mandatory? No. Okay, in order to do my day-to-day job, it is not mandatory, but it can act as an added advantage. Okay, suppose tomorrow again you want to switch from suppose if someone in your team is out of office, and then you want to contribute over there. If you know the technical stuff, you can pitch in. Okay, so because there is no technical background needed. Okay, so we'll move on to the next point, that is, it is difficult to start career as BA without technical background. Okay, so it is nothing like that. Whether you are currently working as a fresh, whether you are currently a fresher, or whether you currently have experience into different non-IT domains, or maybe within IT but different roles. Okay, so in IT you may be working as, let's say, a developer, maybe a QA, maybe a project manager, or maybe a technical architect. Okay, in any case, you can definitely switch from your domain to BA. Now what you need to convince the other person when you are switching is, and that is very important, is that you have the required knowledge. Okay, if you go empty handed in front of anyone, no one would like to entertain that. But if you approach someone, tell them that you have the required knowledge. How did you get the knowledge? You underwent some training, so that training enabled you to get the required knowledge. Now because you have the required knowledge, because you have some hands on, so now you want to switch, or you want to start your career as BA. Okay, what people majorly are looking for is your ability to learn and grasp. Okay, a fresher cannot become BA. That's more like saying, a fresher cannot get job in IT industry. So when a fresher joins an IT industry, fresher has all the option. They can be a developer, they can be a BA, they can be a QA as well. Now they may not have options in bigger companies like Accenture, TCS, Infosys, where some of these organizations, they will assign them the roles. Okay, they may say that I will tell you what you have to do, you don't have to tell me what should be done. Now that could be a slightly different case, but that's also realistic, that in the bigger organizations you don't get to decide as a fresher what you want to do. Now moving on, we'll go through this course content once quickly. Okay, that what is it that we are going to cover as part of this training program. Now this entire training is divided into, you can say, majorly three sections. The first one, like I said, was Business Analyst Introduction. So the introduction part is where we are trying to level set the play field for everyone, whether you are already part of IT industry trying to switch domains, or whether you are from non-IT industry. Okay, the second part is the SDLC, that is the software development life cycle. So we'll go in detail what is SDLC, how SDLC is used within waterfall, within agile, and in agile we'll talk specifically about Scrum. Okay, then we'll go through a case study as well, that will be more of an assignment to you guys. Now when it comes to these individual topics, what is it that we are going to cover? Okay, so Business Analyst Introduction. So here we'll introduce what a business analyst does. Okay, then what are their overviews and origin. Okay, though this origin topic is part of the course, but we'll cover it tomorrow as well, to see how the business analyst role came into picture. Okay, then what is business analysis? Know your business well. Who is a business analyst? What are the different types of IT companies? Within that company, how is a team usually structured? Okay, how do you decide how many developer, tester, or BA should be there? Though it is not responsibility of a business analyst to decide the team structure, but it is always good to know. Okay, the more you know, the more involved you will be in the process. Okay, what are the different roles and responsibilities of PA? And then there is this topic, do's and don'ts for BA, that we will usually cover at the end of this training program. Okay, so towards the end, basis my experience, will cover what are some of the things you should do as BA that will help you succeed, what are some of the things that you should not do as BA. Then we'll move on to SDLC, where under waterfall methodology, though this says waterfall methodology, please remember that some of the activities, irrespective of whether you are in waterfall or agile, they remain same. Okay, agile does not say that you should not identify stakeholders, you should not work with them, or you should not meet with them. Okay, whether it is waterfall, whether it is agile, your basic concepts for a business analyst remains same. What where it differs is, as we go down the course, we will look at key areas where these two methodologies differentiate with each other. Okay, so we'll I in with the starting to get started with our business analyst related work, we'll identify stakeholders, we'll see how do we manage stakeholders, RACI matrix, how do we define roles and responsibilities for stakeholders, what are the different types of requirements. Then this is one of the key activity, elicitation techniques, because that is where we get our requirements from. Okay, then what type of documentation a business analyst is supposed to do, what's the importance of documentation, and then we will look at some of the key documents like BRD, FRD, and use case document as well. Okay, so we'll move on to agile then. We'll try to understand what is agile, what are the different frameworks within agile, and we'll specifically talk about scrum. Okay, so we'll try to learn what's the difference between a waterfall and a scrum, because that is one of the favorite interview questions as well, along with requirement elicitation or requirement documentation. Then within scrum, what are the different events that happen, what is meant by user story, how do we write user story, how do we write acceptance criteria, what is velocity and prioritization, and then how do we do estimations. Now all these topics that we will be going through, barring some of the introductory topics in the starting. Okay, once we start with the business analyst related or business analyst related topics, please note that there will be assignments associated with these topics. So just being regular alone in the classes is not enough. Okay, we need to ensure that being regular and finishing up the assignments as well will actually help you learn things in a better way, because when we work on assignments, we actually get lot of queries that how did this happen. Maybe the trainer will teach you something, you guys will understand it, but when you go back and you have to do things on your own, okay, that time you will have lot of questions inside your head. Any questions so far, guys?
Are we going to learn about Power BI app, or we are not going to learn Power BI?
The Power BI is not part of the course.
Okay, but
That is for the data analyst related work.
okay.
And then what tools we will learn, like for technical tools like
Yes.
SQL or something else?
So in this particular course, you'll be learning about Jira. Okay, Jira
Okay.
is the tool that is used for agile management, agile life cycle management. Okay, so how do you write stories in Jira? Then we will look at a Visio or a similar app, okay, that we can use to draw flow charts. or activity diagrams, because as business analyst, when you are capturing requirements, you need to sometimes represent information in a picture format, in a visual format. So how do we create flowcharts? So that is one. And then MS Office. So as and when we use, and I'm sure everyone is already using the Microsoft Word and those type of things. So those again will be brush up or revised over here. Now SQL, to come back to your point, SQL again is the exhaustive SQL is not part of the course, but at the end of the course, once all topics are completed, once I have shared the case study with you, case study as an assignment, then we will go through the SQL part, that is introductory part. What is SQL? How SQL is used? What is DDL, DML? Those type of things, but that will not be in 100% detail, because SQL plus Power BI is more for data analyst kind of role. Okay, so data analyst is a different line of work where you don't have to worry a lot about interacting with customers, gathering requirements, where you are more worried about what is the data present in front of me, what type of data it is, and then how do I interpret information from this data. So when you have a huge set of data, you will use SQL to collect that. And then you may use a data visualization tool like Power BI, Tableau, okay, or IBM's Cognos to put that information in a visual form. Okay, so that's just a different track, data analyst.
And one more question, like, so if someone is interested in business analyst, and is Jira tools are using in each organization or something else? If something else, then what will do in that situation?
So see, the agile core concepts, they remain same. Okay, whether you
Okay.
work in organization 1 or organization 2 or organization 3, the agile concepts will not change. What happens is only the tool varies slightly. So once you are comfortable or once you know one particular tool, it will be easier for you to switch to another tool. Because suppose you know, in agile I have to create user story. Now you, what you have to do is, as a business analyst, I am not supposed to be an expert on the tool. That is scrum master's responsibility to be the expert on the tool, but knowing the tool will definitely help me. So all I have to do is, in Jira, how do I create a user story? Okay, when you are creating a user story, whether it is Jira, whether it is version 1, whether it is IBM's tool or any tool, you know that every tool will have some parts like story name, story description, acceptance criteria for the story will be there, what sprint it is part of, what is the priority of the story. So all tools will have similar type of information. It's just that this information may be presented to you differently. So once you get comfortable with at least one tool, so the intention is not to cover all tools, but if you get comfortable with at least one tool, it will be easier for you to remember information. That okay, when creating user story, I need to add description, I need to add acceptance criteria. So then you can search for this information in different tools.
And what will be
Hello.
the timing for this course?
So this course will go on from 8:30 to 9:30 a.m. IST every day on weekdays only. Weekends will be off. So from Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. IST.
Rahul, can you cover Confluence tool as well?
Well, Confluence tool is as of now not part of this course.
A
So
different one
this
from
is basic
uh,
introductory course.
Is it a different from Visio, that tool, Confluence tool?
Yes.
Yes, so Confluence is your requirement management software. So instead of creating documents, what you do is you put your requirements in a central place for everyone to access.
Okay. It acts as a
Yes, but what I would suggest is don't be consumed by the tool. What happens is the basic information that gets into the tool, okay, whether you create a requirement document, whether you create a page in Confluence tool or in any requirement management software, the basic set of information is same. Okay, it's just a different way of presenting the information.
if you
So
want
when
to get the knowledge.
so we have we have another course, a separate course on requirement management or advanced topic, wherein we cover the Confluence as well.
And is there any certification for BA?
Yes, so that we'll cover later, but not as part of this course. This course enables you to appear for certain certifications. You will
Okay.
definitely get a course completion certificate from Harsha Trainings that you attended this so and so training, business analyst training program. Okay.
And can we go for the Scrum Master after this course? Or Scrum Master is a different than BA?
Yeah, Scrum Master is a completely uh, non-technical role. So usually in IT industry, your developer, QA, and let me write it down, BA. These three, they form your technical team, which is actually working on building a working software actually. So BA is getting requirements, developer is writing code, and QA is testing the code. So these three are part of your technical role. Your Scrum Master or Project Manager is a completely non-technical role, wherein they don't contribute on building the software in a direct way, but indirect. Suppose if BA has any challenges, how do I ensure that their challenges are resolved? How do I ensure that developer is not having any roadblocks? How do I assign the work? How do I manage the work? How do I ensure that team is progressing in the correct direction? How do I motivate team? How do I resolve conflicts? How do I
That
manage
is
if
for
someone are
Scrum
out of
Master
office?
work, right? That is for Scrum Master work, right?
Yes, that is for Scrum Master. It's a completely non-technical role.
Like sprint planning and daily Scrum and sprint
Hello.
review like that, right?
Yes.
Hello.
Okay.
Sir, which are the most technologies right now BA can get the interview, whether it is the insurance domain, health domain, or technologies where BA can get the most of the calls? Because I don't see in the Naukri or LinkedIn there are less number of calls for a BA.
So in when it comes to domain, most of the business analyst related work, if you are getting from US based companies, okay, so they can be on finance domain or health domain. Within India, if you are getting or looking for a BA role for companies that are based out of India, then it will be majorly in the finance domain.
Okay, fine.
Finance, or nowadays you can say insurance domains.
Okay.
Okay, so this is our course roadmap, what we are going to do week by week. Okay, So, like I said, again, though we may be planning to complete the course in 5 weeks, but 5 is the minimum number of weeks. It will definitely go over that. Okay, there is no fixed criteria. Reason being, people will get doubts like you are having queries now, questions, or you require clarifications. So as we go through every topic, you may require certain clarifications, so which will naturally take some time. Okay. Now, once we are done with this document, what is it that we are expected to learn out of it? Okay. The important thing, irrespective of what tools we use or what tool a particular industry or an organization use, we should be able to understand what a BA does, what are some of the activities they perform, how do I elicit requirements. Elicit requirements is basically adding details or getting more information around the requirements on what all requirements are needed, analyze my stated requirements, and then document these requirements. Okay, so irrespective of what tool do I use, or how do I use that tool. Okay, my basic set of work will remain same, and this is how our course is structured as well. In this first few weeks, in fact, after first week where we are going to build the basics, for next couple of weeks our focus will only be on getting the information ready. Okay, once you have the information ready, then we will go to BRD and FRD. So you will realize that if I have the basic information ready, whether I have to put that information in BRD, business requirement document, or functional requirement document, or use case, or whether I have to put that information in a Confluence tool, or whether I have to put that information in a user story. It is a matter of reformatting or presenting my information slightly differently, because my basic information remains same. Okay, so our major focus in the starting few days will be what are the different activities we will do, how do we elicit requirements, how do we analyze, prioritize, and sort these requirements, how do we draw different type of diagrams that may be needed as a business analyst, for example use case diagram, activity diagram, what are some of the skill sets that are required as BA that are independent of tools. See, tools will come and go. Today there is one tool, tomorrow there will be another tool. Just because there's a new tool does not make me obsolete. I, as business analyst or a developer or a QA or whatever be my role, I should have certain skills or qualities in me that tells or that differentiates me. Okay, I'm not a tool dependent person, but it is always good to know tools, because tools will help you save time. For example, you can know chat GPT as well, that will help you save lot of time as well. Now, once we are done with the entire course, I'll give you guys a case study that you need to work on yourself. Okay, again go through the concepts that we have underwent in the entire course. What is stakeholder, what are the different elicitation techniques, how do you choose an appropriate elicitation technique, how do you write business rules, how do you present that information in the form of a use case or a functional requirement document. So the case study will enable you to revise the entire course, and at the same time present your case study on what you did, how you did, and what challenges you are having. Now, while you are doing with case study, will also help you with resume preparation, like what kind of keywords you need to use within your resume for business analyst, and also some of the mock interview questions, like what are the typically asked interview questions and how should you choose to respond to them. Now, because you guys have already underwent the course, So these answers will be first evaluated from you guys on what type of answer you give, and then we can have discussion around it. Now, apart from the course completion certificate that you get from Harsha trainings, this is the business analyst related certification that is offered by IIBA. Okay, so they offer certification in three category: ECBA, CCBA, and CBAP. ECBA is your entry level certification. CCBA is your mid experience level certification, and CBAP is your professional or an experience level certification. Okay, so this course enables you to prepare or appear for ECBA certification, but please note that as part of this course we are not offering this certification. Okay,
What is the price for this CCBA certification?
I think it was yeah, $325 if you join as an member. So you need to, if you don't have, if you otherwise there will be what I think $200 as
Discount.
member fee, and then there will be $125 examination fee.
Okay. Every year we have to renew it, right? Or no?
No. So if you see, for renewal ECBA there is no criteria. For CCBA and CBAP you can earn 60 CDUs. Okay. So there are certain programs that they conduct. If you be part of those programs, you can earn these CDUs and use that for renewal. If not, then you can pay certain fees and then renew it. But it is valid for 3 years. If you give an exam initially, it will be valid for 3 years.
So Rahul, after
And who
completing
conducts these exams? Who? I'm sorry.
this course, we will be able to crack this course, or we have to go some additional trainings as well.
So ECBA, you can go ahead. Okay, that's the entry level, and it requires this examination requires experience from 0 to 2 years range. Okay, so since this the course that we are going through, it is preparing you for the basics, initial level or entry level. You can go for ECBA. For CCB and CBAP, you will require additional training. In fact, not just training, but if you see, uh, for CCBA, you require two references as well. So some of your friends, two friends, or some of the existing business analysts who are already CCBA certified, they should refer you also that I know this person personally or something like that, and he is working as a business analyst. So they should refer you, and then you'll be eligible for exam. Same thing goes with CBAP as well.
Okay.
So, Rahul, what is this member and non-member? What is the difference?
So member is consider it like applying for a credit card. Okay, so you are enrolling in programs. So they tell you that you join us as a member. Whatever seminars we conduct, webinars we conduct, we will send you invite for it. You can join those. Even you can be part of it in conducting those seminars or webinars. But if you are not a member, for every service that you avail, you will be charged with some fees.
Okay.
Rahul, for example, if we want to go for Salesforce BA, we should be okay to do that Salesforce BA certification, right? This is not required, correct?
Absolutely. In fact, some few years back, I think till 2021, most of the job opportunities for business analysts, they did not even ask for any certifications. Okay, it's more of a recent trend actually, that for Scrum Master somehow it started. and the way the community builds, then they start asking for certifications. But even till now, most of the time, I don't see any certification requirement for business analyst roles. It depends on the organization actually as well. So the organization IIBA, which conducts these certifications, they need to build good rapport with the industry. They need to tell the industry to have their people certified. You know how you market yourself. So Scrum Alliance and Professional Scrum, they did this marketing very well. They ensure that you call someone a Scrum Master only if they have a certification. Sorry, there was someone who was trying to ask a question in between.
That's fine. I got my answer, Rahul.
Okay, okay. So now what
Rahul,
what are the
recording is
chances?
provided every day, right?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Recording is provided every day, right?
This training will be, yes, every day.
No, no, I'm asking about recordings, training recording.
Recordings, yes. Yeah, that's a good point that you asked. So what will happen is, every session that will happen, this session will get recorded. Okay, so whenever we are starting, I will start the recording. These recordings will be shared with all the participants. Okay, or let me call all students who enroll for the course. Recordings will be shared with the students. Now every session along with this recording, I will be uh, so you see, I will be making these handwritten notes. So these notes will be uploaded in Google Classroom. Okay, along with these notes, whatever assignments that we discuss or whatever assignments that I give to you guys, these will also be uploaded to Google Classroom, where you guys are expected to upload your response against the assignment. And then in the next class, we will review these assignments, like what response did you give, how did you complete your assignment, do you have any challenges. I don't want to do the assignment on my own and then give you a feedback personally. I feel that that way there can be a lot of back and forth. So we'll have 1 hour window dedicated to ourselves, and we should make maximum use of it. So when I give you some feedback in writing, you may have some question, you will come back, then I will respond, then you will come back again. So what I feel is, it is better to discuss in the class itself, so that our queries get resolved quickly, okay, rather than going back and forth. So every assignment, first 5 to 10 minutes of every class, the initial 5 to 10 minutes will be focused on what we covered yesterday, plus any assignments for review. Once we are done with these two activities, then we will go with the regular topic for the day. Okay, so that's how the training will be conducted every day. First 5 to 10 minutes will be on what was covered yesterday, plus assignment review if there were any assignments, and then move on with the next topic. Now I think these recordings are available to you for 6 months, but you can confirm with
And
let
when
me
is this
put down.
course going to start, Rahul?
So it will be having 3 days of demo classes, that is today, tomorrow, and day after tomorrow. And then depending on the response, so if let's say we get a confirmation by, or we get good participation by Friday, then we can start the course from Monday itself. that is 29th of January.
Okay.
Okay, now guys, just one small request with you. So if you guys just for attend, if you guys have attended the demo today, okay, so I'm sure you guys might have already reached out to this point of contact from Harsha trainings, or your friend might have told, but I'll put this in the chat as well. If you can drop a message on this number, okay, that you are attending demo today, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow. That way, uh, just let me so that way what happens is, suppose if the demo link changes, or if there is change in timings, because this person, this is the number of the Harsha trainings BA coordinator, so he'll be able to coordinate with you in case if there are any changes with respect to timings, link, or anything. Plus, if you want to confirm your enrollment also, so you can contact on this number only. Okay, plus some technical doubts like I don't have access to recordings, or I don't have access to Google Classroom, so, or how long these recordings will be available for with me. So these type of technical doubts also you can ask this person. Okay, now we'll cover one small topic at the end. Naturally, anyone who wants to work as business analyst, they want to see themselves grow. So when you are starting as a business analyst, what usually happen is you will be given similar to a developer, like how these things happen. Similar to that, your growth also changes or varies over time. Okay, so maybe you'll start as a junior BA, okay, or a BA, and then eventually when you get into mid-level roles, you will become a senior BA or a lead BA. Our goal is that once we have sufficient experience, we should transition into the role of product owner. Nowadays, a lot of startups, okay, a lot of startups, even with a regular BA person or a senior BA person, they are offering them a product owner job profile. Okay, so it is not something completely wrong. Okay, it's not that you should have 20 years of experience, then only you become a product owner. It is more about the mindset. Okay, that how good you are able to visualize a product or a software. So whether you call it product, a working software, they are more used interchangeably. Okay, so that's where we see our compensation growth as well. That when we join as an entry level person, maybe our compensation will not be to the tunes of 30 lakhs, but as you grow up the ladder, and that is what is expected, that some of the knowledge will stay with you. It's not that when you move from BA to senior BA you will have to learn a lot of new things, but maybe when you become a senior BA you will have to do some coaching, grooming to your juniors as well. You may be now responsible for independently working, as compared to when you are a junior BA or a regular BA, where you are taking help from the others or seeking guidance from the others. Okay, and especially when you become a lead BA or a product owner, you are now responsible for one application. Like suppose I am responsible for the entire payments application. Now within payments you can have UPI, net banking, multiple things. So I can have one BA working for each domain. But as a lead or as a product owner, you will be responsible for the entire application development, maintenance, visioning of the application altogether. So that's the career growth we usually expect. Okay, that as we progress down the line, because there is no criteria that you should this is not a job, or this is not a profile where growth is not expected. Okay, so certainly with right amount of experience and with right amount of knowledge, you will be able to definitely grow up the ladder as well. Any final questions, guys, before we end the discussion for the day?
Hi Rahul, do we have any Pega BA training schedule also?
None as of now.